Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayaba Efe. Okay, but you can call me Efe for short. If you don't like stress, just call me Efe Abans. Like, if this is not your first time, see, when I'm saying thank you, I'm not just saying it because okay, this is what YouTubers say, but I'm really grateful. Like, thank you for always coming back to my channel. Like, if this is not your first time, thank you for stopping by. Okay, please, if you end up liking this video, do well to subscribe. And like, even if you don't like the content, even if you don't like the video, just support your girl. Okay, just support me. Do not take anything from me, Abby. Today is a tutorial. I've promised you guys this tutorial for so long, and I'm happy to finally be doing it. So I'm just going to get right into this video without wasting time. If you've not subscribe bro. So the first step you should take when you are about doing your makeup or when you started your makeup is to clean your face. I'm using this cleanser from Nia Beauty. It is very and really important things in makeup is quite plenty. The first one, you want your face to be clean. It matters a lot. You would think it does not matter, but it really matters. So I'm using my wipes. You can just pour a few drops on your wipes or your cotton pad, your cotton wool. If you're just coming out of the shower, you can just use wipes to just go over your face. But if you've been busy all day and now it's time for you to do your makeup and go out, it's important to use a cleanser. And I forgot to mention, anything you're applying on your face during skin prep, make sure it dries into your skin before you go ahead to put the next product. Everything has dried. I have my fan here, so I'm not just saying like I go over it, but because of the noise, I'm doing it off cam. The next thing is my moisturizer. Now, whether you have an oily skin or you have a dry skin, you want to still use your moisturizer. It is very important because the skin has to be hydrated. If you are moisturizing your skin, does not mean that it's going to make your skin oily. Just make sure your skin is hydrated and make sure you use a good primer after that if you have an oily skin. I'm going in with my hands because I really want it to enter my skin, and I make sure that my hands or my fingers are clean. Like before I start my makeup, I wash my hand, especially when I know that okay, I'm going to be using my hand to put in some products. When moisturizing, it's very important to go under your eye very well. That place is not meant to be dry. I have a combination skin, meaning that my T-zones are oily. So when I'm moisturizing, I put here and here, and the remaining leftover product on my hand, I need it to go over my forehead, my nose, and my chin. Next up is my primer. There are two types of primer: hydrating primer and there is the matte primer. Now, if you have a dry skin, I suggest to go with a hydrating primer so that your face is not like dry from scratch and then it can just make your makeup look really cakey. It is advisable to use a hydrating primer. If you have an oily skin, you want to go with a mattifying primer. Now, if you have combination skin, you have to check if you're going to wear this makeup throughout the day. Trust me, you want to use a matte primer because it will keep your makeup intact all day. If you also do not mind your face looking so dewy, then you can also go ahead to use a hydrating primer. I use a matte primer because you see this Nigeria sun, I don't trust it, so I always go for a mattifying primer even if I have combination skin. I'm still going over with my hands to just prime my face. I'm not putting much primer because this is night. After now, I will clean this makeup. So that hydrating primer does not dry on your skin. Like, it's basically like you just rubbed moisturizer. Like, see under my eyes where there is still moisturizer, that's how your face will be basically. So that is why I recommend it for dry skin. When you're priming your face, try as much as possible to avoid under your eyes because like I said, the place is not meant to be dry. Next, I'm going to go in with my primer spray. Now, you can skip this part. I'm a very big fan of a healthy base. Like, if you want to achieve a good makeup, okay, it starts from the base. Not just say, oh, this foundation is good, I go ahead to buy it, and you end up using it without layering your base well, and you come out and say this foundation is trash. Did you use this well? No. Primer spray is a dewy spray. This is a spray and it gives a matte finish, but I don't want my makeup to be too matte or I don't want it to be too dewy, so I'm just using this primer because I will still end up using this. I don't know if I'm making sense. Feel free to ask me questions in my DM, please, in my comment section down below. Tautology down. Okay, anyways, I'm going with this foundation from my Cheek Cosmetic. I'm not sure I've used it before. I swear God. But it's matte. This foundation is obviously not my color because you can see it's dark and you can see that my palm safe. But I just want to use it because I've run out of my foundation. Makeup is also good that you can improvise too, or else your money will finish on top of makeup you buy. I'm using my concealer. As you can see, it's light, and because I know it's easy to blend, I'm going to mix it with this foundation now. Put it at the back of my hand. If you're using a brush, make sure you use a good brush. If you're using a beauty blender, make sure you're using a very good beauty blender. It has to be really soft, super soft, and no matter how soft it is, remember to always damp it. Don't use a wet, don't use a soaked, or I don't have to speak the English. I love how this consistency is. Like, it's going to be really easy to blend. Soak it in water. Make sure you soak and make sure you press out all the water in it, because if you don't press the water, I promise you will not like the results. So I'm just blending in section by section, little by little. You don't have to pack foundation in one place. You will not like the result. Go softly, do not drag, dab. Funny enough, this is my complexion, but people will not believe. Look at my chest. There are some people that have hyperpigmentation like me. Number one, hyperpigmentation. My face is darker. My face and my neck is darker than my chest. You can see the color of my face and you can see the color of my chest. It's dark. Your foundation is supposed to match your chest. At this point, I don't have to put any more products. I just have to blend. I'm avoiding under my eyes because I don't want that place to have so much product or else it's going to crease. I'm done blending. I just kept on going in there. Anyway, I see like patches. I just take little products and cover it up. Cute, innit? So at this point, you can go with your matte spray, you can go with your dewy spray, whichever one you want. I'm going with my matte. So now I'm using matte so that my foundation can just be in place, so that by the time I start using my concealer, my powder, my blush, my foundation will not move. If you're using a good foundation, like a matte foundation, you can skip this part, but I just want to be on the safer side. Even if this is like a matte foundation, for the fact that I mixed this with a concealer that is not a matte concealer, then this foundation is not totally matte. Be generous with your spray. For concealer, you have to use 2 shades lighter than your foundation, or 1 shade lighter, depending on how bright you want your under eye to be. This one is bright enough. For makeup, do what works for you. Don't do what everybody is doing. I'm going to use that same beauty blender, but the other part. You want to start by blending from the place with lesser concealer, because by the time you come here that there is a lot of concealer. If you put it here now, when you blend here, you come here to blend this small one now, it's going to be all over the place. So you want to start with the places you have lesser concealers. I'm just blending my nose anyhow because I'll still contour it. Look how big my nose is because it doesn't have any contour yet. So make sure that you're blending and you're going in this upwards direction to like give your face a lifted look. You can go ahead to extend it to your eyelids. Pretty much it. It's like, oh gosh, I love blending my concealer and my foundation. Next is supposed to be cream contour, but I don't do cream contour. Like I said, do what works for you. Me, I know that I have problem in blending my cream contour. I can blend it, but it just makes me look like I'm just catching the makeup. So I try as much as possible to just skip it, because I'm still going to do like the powder contour. Setting powder is also from Gentle Dove Cosmetics. I'm going to use the part I use for my concealer. I'm just going to go ahead to blend under my eye one more time before going in with my setting powder. I'm just pressing it in. Set all the places you highlighted. You can go ahead to bake, but me, I'm okay with setting using this shade. Your contour has to be 1 shade darker than your skin tone. 1 shade is cool. If you can blend 2 shades darker, no problem. But anything from 3 shades darker, hey! So I'm contouring. You're not dragging, you're dabbing and blending. Don't do anything like this. Dab or blend in a circular motion, because once you start dragging like this, you might leave harsh lines there, and it will be really difficult for you to take it out later. I think your contour went a bit out of place. You have to do your reverse contour. I'm using this powder from Milani. You have to use your exact shade of powder, because now I'm leaving a line there so it doesn't get really difficult to blend. No powder on this brush. Like, I did not dip it in any powder. I'm just blending it like that. So I went ahead to do my brows. I'm going to like do a separate video on brows. or do a separate tutorial on brows. I used a light shade of concealer to prep my eyelids. I'm just going to tell you like simple ways to use your eyeshadow. The darker colors should be by the side, or it can be used as transition colors, while the lighter colors should be in front. Shimmery eyeshadows, that is the one that have shines, that one should be only on your eyelid. Do not put it here, do not use it to transition. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing an easy eyeshadow. I don't even know what I should go for, but I'm gonna go with the flow, okay? Just using orange, a lot of orange. I'm using for my transition and for my outer crease. So I'm going to use a powder shade from here, this one. And I'm not layering my transition. Now when I do an eye tutorial, you're going to see all those things. I don't need to layer my own because I don't have patience. When the tutorial, I'm going to show you, okay? So I'm going to be using a shimmery eyeshadow. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow because sure, let me do this off camera. They come. Honestly, I don't know what is giving me mind to just be adding color to my eyes. Since when that one starts? Just did my eyeshadow, put my liner, my mascara. Like I said, I will do a separate video on eye look because it's going to be really long. While I'm waiting for my lash glue to dry, I'm just going over my face with my powder, the same one I used for my reverse contour. Don't drag, just dab. I just went ahead to do my lashes and my under eye. I'm going to do a separate video, don't worry. Next up is my blush. These two colors. I feel like the colors on my face are plenty already. I'm just going to blend it in. No. The next you want to do is to use your setting spray. I like to do it just before I put my highlighter so that my face will still be wet and so that the highlighter will blend in well and then the intensity will also be high. Just putting it at the highest point of my face. I contour my nose off cam here, just at the tip of your nose. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead to do my lips. I'm going to line it and then put lipstick in the middle. I'm going to do a separate video for all of that, so don't worry. I'm here on this YouTube. I'm not running, I'm not going anywhere. So you guys, we've come to the end of this video. This is the finished look. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Focus was more on skin work. Hopefully next time I focus on eyes, lips, how to fix your lashes. Like, I mean, makeup is so broad, everything cannot just enter one video. So oh my gosh, camera is not doing justice. Like, as I see myself watching, I'm like, yeah. But you guys, this the skin work of this makeup is flawless. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, like I said, even if you don't enjoy it, like just support your girl. Please remember to like, subscribe, share to your friends on your Insta story, tag me, tell me that you should come and see this tutorial. Okay? God, no. I don't know what I did on my eyes. I don't just understand. Anyways, I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Love you guys so much. Bye.